Welcome back to our journey of building small house in the woods. Like any other season, we started with material delivery to the site. Our first task was attaching the frame belt to the foundation. Next came the delivery of the house frame. As you can see, we opted for a prefabricated house frame, delivered to the site in modules. Our job was to assemble these modules, level them, and secure everything tightly to create a sturdy, solid structure for the house. Unloading the modules from the truck and positioning them in the correct spots was a quick process. Once in place, we attached the modules to the frame belt and to each other, completing the setup by securing an additional belt on top of the modules. I believe this setup is an excellent way to speed up the building process while ensuring a high-quality result. The structure has been carefully engineered to handle the required load. For the longer walls, integrated glued trusses have been added to evenly distribute the roof's weight. If you are working with a limited budget, this approach allowed me to contribute to the building process with my own effort and time by taking on other parts of the wall construction. It is all about maintaining high quality while also being realistic about the time and resource limitations of a one-person project. In the video, you can see I asked for help with mounting the walls, but I couldn't rely on others for the entire construction. The next day, the roof trusses and second floor walls were delivered. We followed the same method as with the first floor walls, unloading them from the truck, positioning them correctly, and mounting them. However, this stage presented more challenges, as the work had to be done at height. Ideally, scaffolding would have made the job easier, but we had to make it work with the resources we had. Prefabricated trusses offer a significant advantage by speeding up the building process. These trusses are specifically designed and fabricated to withstand the roof's pressure. Reflecting on the cost, the price of prefabricated trusses was nearly the same as if I had purchased the materials and built them on site, making the decision an obvious one. Here, you can see the method we used to position each truss correctly. The first one was the most challenging, but once we figured out the best approach, the process became much smoother. The topping out celebration was a magical moment and a significant milestone in the construction journey. I then moved on to building the roof, starting with laying the under-roof membrane. Next, I installed distance gap to allow for proper air ventilation, followed with cross-section boards, which will support the roof. Then, I moved on to installing the roof tiles. The most challenging part was getting the tiles up to the roof. At first, I carried them by foot, but later I asked the help of a tractor to lift them. We are talking about over 6 tons of tiles. Once they were up, the laying process was pretty straightforward. Of course, while working on the roof, the temperature was over 30 degrees Celsius. Despite the heat, I'm very grateful that I was able to lay the roof with virtually no rain. I am really pleased with how the roof turned out. Once the roof was finished, I began working on covering the walls. And then, of course, the rain came. I installed a rodent-proof net. After that, the process was fairly straightforward, adding a windproof wood fiber board, followed by wooden strips with a gap for ventilation, and then attaching the facade. One important thing to mention is that my wife painted the entire facade, so a big thank you to her for that. With that, we conclude the 2024 building season. Until next time.